Christ I Am Disciple. It's nice to be with you guys again. I'm going to be as brief as I can in terms of David Zaslav and his 10-year plan and what this has to do with restoring the Snyderverse, if anything at all, right? I was listening to my boy 4KO. Shout out to 4KO. He said he looks at my channel, The Truth. Shout out to him. Shout out to Leroy Kong, who also checks out my channel. And special shout out to Sil Abdul and Mikey Sutton, and also Ashley, who they all do scoops. And basically, I was listening to their stuff. I also have subscribed to Zar Ryder and a bunch of other guys, Hugo Santano, etc. All right, so in the YouTube community, some people are optimistically cautious or cautious optimistically about restoring the Snyderverse. Let me just recap a couple of things so you guys remember what David Zaslav said. This is what he said. It seems as though he's acting on it, okay? One, he said, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. We gotta feature them, all right? We need to always showcase the Trinity. That's the first thing he said. The next thing he said, and this was before, this is as they were getting into the merger and everything, he said that. The next thing he said, and you can quote him on this, is that Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman must have their own solo films. All right? Finally, the last thing he always emphasized on was having a team-up Trinity team-up. All right? David Zaslav literally said we need a team-up. And he said he's following the Marvel model. I'm going to explain it to you guys. Real simple. The Marvel model is not only the systematic model in entertainment, that is to say, that the structure of Marvel Studios and the structure of DC Studios, DC now has not DC Films, but DC Studios is now what it's called, is very important. And remember, David Zaslav emphasizes on the DC properties. Another thing that David Zaslav said, I'm just going to recall it to your attention. David Zaslav said that he is there to protect the DC brand. He said it. He emphasized it. He said it many, many times. He's there to protect the DC brand. He also said one more thing. He said if a movie is not ready, if it is not in tip-top condition to come out, it's not coming out until it's ready. Shout out to Leroy Kong. What's up? Ooh, Leroy Kong 4. You got so many channels, brother. I'm on the 4th channel. Great live. I lost faith in Zaslav. Don't lose faith in Zaslav. Why would you do something like that? All right. So, having said that, we're going to take those words Zaslav said, and we're going to go through why Restore the Snyderverse is what Zaslav's going to be doing. 1. David Zaslav said, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. We're going to be focusing on them. He even had an Aquaman in the investor meeting. If you look, the Superman, he ain't touched Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman has a solo. He ain't saying nothing about Gal Gadot not being in that. The one move that was key that Zaslav did, which informed me that Zaslav is the dude, was when Zaslav started pushing Ben Affleck into other movies. Ben Affleck was Zack Snyder's Batman. And as far as we know, the older regime was trying to phase out Ben Affleck and bring in Michael Keaton. Okay? Because they were trying to get into another universe, not the Snyderverse. Let's call it the Snyderverse. It's really DC, whatever. So, Michael Keaton has less roles now because he's not in Batgirl. He was supposed to be in Aquaman. Ben Affleck replaced him. And he has a role in The Flash, and they're reshooting The Flash. Okay? So, boom. Leroy Kong, shout out to my boy. Zaslav should keep Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, and Gal Gadot. That's what Zaslav's going to do. But I want to show you all guys the receipts, okay? What this new regime has been doing. They did reshoots for Black Adam. All right? The first film they touched, Zaslav and his team influenced and changed the tone of, is Black Adam. So we're supposed to see a different Black Adam to what was advertised in the trailers. It's going to be a lot more serious, grimy, graphic. It's going to be intense. But it's still PG-13, I believe. Okay? But it's going to be an intense movie because Black Adam is an anti-hero. He's even a villain at times. In this movie, he's gonna be an anti-hero. Anyways, because he got a real serious adversary to face, and he's gonna need all the help he can get. Okay, so getting back to what I was saying, and I'm definitely going out to see Black Adam. I'm definitely going to see that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to see it. And still, Abdullah said that Henry Cavill may appear at the end of Black Adam. In fact, it's almost a sealed deal. The reason being, for Comic Con, people were expecting Henry Cavill to show up, and when The Rock presented himself as Black Adam, to really stir up everybody, the hierarchy of power was supposed to change, right? Didn't work out, right? People wasn't amped up for it. In fact, it made people more depressed, right? So Henry Cavill is definitely going to be there because Zaslav pushes for what? Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. That's what you've been saying all along, Leroy Kong. You should have Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman in these different films, showing up in these different films so they know they're in the same universe. Well, David Zaslav about to make that a reality. And we've seen it. The first move was with Ben Affleck. That's the most obvious move. And we saw what happened when Ben Affleck was announced in Aquaman. Scylla broke the news. The internet blew up. People got hyped. Now, Mikey Sutton said Aquaman's a shit movie, so they're going to have to rework Aquaman and get it better. But having said that, just knowing Ben Affleck's in there, and Ben Affleck was not supposed to come back as Batman, boom. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm not done. I'm going with what David Zaslav said. He said Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman gonna get their solo movies. Y'all wanted a Man of Steel solo movie? Y'all gonna get a Man of Steel solo movie. That's coming up. Okay? So, now the question is Henry Cavill sequestered by WB? Have they paid him what he's supposed to get so he can continue Superman? And I believe the answer to that we will find out soon. Okay? Another thing that David Zaslav said that I forgot about, and this was in the beginning of the merger, he said old relationships he will try to mend. Broken relationships he will try to mend. This was David Zaslav's words. And from what I know of David Zaslav so far, he seemed to be working hard on what he said to keep his word. Okay? You've seen him cancel Batgirl. That's because Batgirl was a shit movie. I'm not going to disrespect it, but I got to say it like that. It's a shit movie. Zaslav is supposed to go straight to HBO anyway. So Zaslav was like, why are we wasting more money on this? So he got rid of that. He's gotten rid of the CW, if you even realize, people. He's gotten rid of the CW. Listen to me carefully now. But he's kept Superman and Lewis. He's kept also, there's another one he kept. He's holding on to certain things. Pay attention to the films Zaslav is holding on to. He's holding on to Aquaman. He's making sure that Aquaman film somehow, some way works. He's holding on to the Flash film. Okay? And he's letting Black Adam come out. There's a reason why. Oh, Stargirl's not continuing. Right. Stargirl's not continuing. Right. But he's pushing for the Green Lantern series. You gotta understand what this man is doing. Stargirl, yeah, the Green Lantern series. Okay. You have to understand what this man is doing. So let's get it properly here. We're just looking at what he's done. Batfleck has replaced Michael Keaton pretty much, which means wherever Batfleck is, that universe is what's continuing. Okay? All right? Stargirl's continuing. Okay, well, whatever. Who cares? It's not a movie. Great. Good for Stargirl. You know what I mean? That was probably Jeff Johns' thing. And, Jeff Johns is a good writer. I'm just saying, Jeff Johns is not a movie maker. He's not supposed to be making movie decisions, in my opinion. Okay? Because every time he really got the apple of his eye, it get fucked up. Now, I know Black Adam was, Jeff Johns was involved in that, but I believe David Zaslav and I have a feeling, because they love Zack Snyder's Justice League. David Zaslav actually said he loved Zack Snyder's Justice League, by the way. But let me just get back to my point. Jeff Johns was involved in Krypton, the television series. David Goyer was the writer for Krypton. All right, the television series. And Krypton had a certain standard because it's David Goyer behind it, and they put a decent amount of budget into Krypton. And Krypton was good up until the Zod said kneel before Zod, but to me was shit. And just a couple twists and plots, and then there was a certain character in Krypton that reminded me of Jeff Johns that was shit. Okay, but Krypton came out pretty much okay. It wasn't the greatest, but it was okay, and it gave us a lot of information about Superman's background from Krypton. My point anyway is this: that Jeff Johns is a good writer. The problem with Jeff Johns is when he comes with suggestions and stuff and tries to get people to do things his way, his universe, it goes to shit. Okay? And we've seen Jeff Johns had his way with Hamada, Emmerich, Sarnoff. They was listening to Jeff Johns. He was like the gospel of John Berg. And you saw how fucked up that universe was. So Jeff Johns is a good, when he stays in his role as a writer, writing out scripts and shit, like how he wrote out Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, how he wrote out the script, and he wrote the stuff. That's his thing. He can write. Suggesting shit, fuck no. Writing, good. He's not a director, right? He's an executive producer, but he's not a director. He's a writer. That's what he does, okay? And he's not a guy to come with new ideas. As much as he writes comic books, he can suggest concepts and stuff, but that's all he does. That's what he should be. That's your role, Jeff Johns. You're a writer. Now, if you ask me who's a good leader for DC, I would say Jim Lee. But not so much Jim Lee. The best person I think out there right now is Deborah Snyder, to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you why. Deborah Snyder, Jim Lee doesn't have as much experience in making films, right? Jeff Johns has been working with television, but he's never been successful in making films. He always had to collaborate with a bunch of people, and once his ideas are not on the screen, the film looks really good. So like Zack Snyder wrote the story for Wonder Woman, even though the version of Wonder Woman we saw by Patty Jenkins was a much more dialed back version, and it wasn't the same era and stuff. Zack wrote the story. Jeff Johns is the one that kind of tweaked it towards the end, particularly where the action was wacky and weird. Okay, it was supposed to be Ares and all his glory with the horns and shit that we saw in Zack Snyder's Justice League coming up against Wonder Woman, and it wasn't supposed to be so much action. It was actually supposed to be a little bit more toned down. So Patty Jenkins wanted that, and Jeff Johns wanted something else. And Patty fought for a lot of things. She's a very fierce fighter, and one of them was the No Man Land scene. That was her thing. That was her baby. Okay. Now, why I'm talking about Patty Jenkins so much is because you got to understand there's a lot of negotiations and deliberations and things. And though Patty Jenkins was working with Jeff Johns, it wasn't just Patty Jenkins and Jeff Johns. It was Zack Snyder's story, which Patty Jenkins tailored and Jeff Johns tailored. And it was also Zack Snyder's stunt team working with Patty Jenkins in a grounded environment. It was a very grounded world. It was also the story. What made the story so good was because it was a war. Okay? And so we were able to see certain attributes and leadership traits that, imagine if women were leading, this is what they may do, some women. So, it was great. It was a great movie. And, Wonder Woman comes from certain values and stuff. And so that value, that energy is what made Wonder Woman such a unique film to this day. That's one of my favorite films in the DCEU. It's a unique, great film. Now, when we see Patty Jenkins and Jeff Johns together by themselves, just them, in isolation, you get a pack of shit. Okay? So, what I'm trying to say is, Jeff Johns, if left to just control everything, will fuck up your movies. Okay? Aquaman, the Snyderverse, the Snyder Cut movement people, Snyder fans showed Aquaman a lot of love, but Aquaman was a pile of shit too. The story was shit. Jeff Johns was involved with that, right? So, yeah, we thinking Black Adam might be a pile of shit if certain people are put into play now. David Zaslav would be like, this film is shit. If David Zaslav, because I know in his meetings he's to the point, right? He's to the point. He wants results. Otherwise, I'm gonna cancel Black Adam. He'll just cancel Black Adam. That's how David Zaslav moved. But they probably could see it's workable, and plus, Shazam is a major character in the Justice League. This is not Shazam. Yes, Shazam. Yes, Shazam. And Black Adam is a main villain of Shazam. He's not a main character, but he's a main villain of Shazam. And sometimes Black Adam, like Lex Luthor, like some other villains out there, they flip sides. Harley Quinn, etc., etc. Right? So anyway, my point is that I think I've gone a little too far. But what I'm saying is that Black Adam, why I'm excited for Black Adam, because I know Black Adam, they dialed it. They took Black Adam. It might have been wacky and funny a little bit, and Jeff Johnsy. Oh, they took it. They took that needle and they turned it this way. You know what I'm saying? They took that needle and they turned it this way. I know that. I look at Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I got, actually, in my profile pic, I got Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That motherfucker is huge and strong as hell. He look in peak shape. And I know they want a home run for this movie. And if Zaslav's behind it, they want that home run. They want that home run. Okay? And they're going to pump money into that shit to make sure they get that home run. You know what I mean? And again, the other thing that's cool about it is it was a separate promotional company to Walter Hamada and their major WB, right? This is The Rock putting all his investment, all his money, everything into this project. And of course, if this works out with The Rock, then they'll have their own little universe with the Justice Society of America. And David Zaslav is cool with that. I want y'all to understand, once it links up with the major timeline, you dig? There are certain movies David Zaslav's going to just let go because they're quality. You're going to see David Zaslav greenlight Joker 2. He greenlight Joker 2. Why? Because it's quality. That is outside of the DCEU. He's pushing Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. But because this thing raked in such a ton of money, he's not going to turn that down. If it's productive, he's going to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But my boy Matt Reeves, he got two problems. His first problem is he's competing with a whole bunch of other Batmans. All right? And right now, Zaslav is behind Ben Affleck's Batman. He wants to see Ben Affleck's Batman. He don't want no other Batman. He want one Superman. He don't want no more Superman. He want one Wonder Woman. He don't want no more Wonder Woman. You could feel it. And there's already Supergirl showing up. So that he's like, Zaslav's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna let Supergirl come. Yeah, sure in the Flash. Yeah, that's cool. You know why he would? Because again, Supergirl was in the original idea with Zack Snyder. They were thinking about that since Man of Steel. They was thinking of putting Supergirl in there. So she's part of the plan. You dig? In a way. So Zaslav's cool with that. But with Batman, he want one Batman. I hope Zaslav doesn't stop the DC animated. That's not gonna happen. The DC animated movies have been kicking ass. They've been doing very, very well. One of the best things of DC is the DC animated movies. Zaslav's not that dude. Y'all don't understand. Zaslav's not gonna cut stuff that's productive. The CW was sucking money, and it was low budget and it was cheap looking. So he cut the CW. That some of those movies might appear on, some of those series might appear on HBO Max. Right? That wacky, disgusting Aquaman shit. He canceled that program. He's like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? But the Harley Quinn's going on, right? Harley Quinn's going on HBO Max, right? So you gotta understand, Zaslav know what he's doing. They are trimming and cutting all the extra load that's not necessary. They're streamlining and they're focusing on what is to happen. All right, but let's go back to Zaslav's words because I'm not done. He said bonds have to be remade, and you see him pulling people like Alan Horn. Alan Horn is the guy that Zack Snyder was working under. Okay, and he had to get the green light for different projects, right? All right, and Alan Horn has been productive in both Disney and in Warner Brothers. When Alan Horn was in Warner Brothers, he was making waves. He was in Disney, he was making waves. Alan Horn's on board. The point behind it is Alan Horn brought structure to the DC studios. He's bringing structure to it. It's still going to be led by the filmmakers It's still going to be led by it's always going to be director led. But at the same time, Alan Horn going to have to give the green light. Alan Horn is like, if it ain't a quality, if it ain't up to standard, it ain't getting green light. You get what I'm saying? All right, so let's talk about it now. Now, let's think about these projects that are going forward. Okay, we know they're going forward. They're not getting cut. Aquaman's not gonna get cut. I don't care how shitty that movie is right now. That ain't gonna get cut. That Ben Affleck is brought back for a reason. They gonna do some fucking reshoots on that thing and remodel that motherfucker. If they gotta reshoot that whole damn movie, they're gonna do it. Okay? The Flash is in continuous reshoots for a reason. Okay? The DC Universe's animated movies have grossed over 350 million in total. That's good. That's good money. Because to make the movies cost a certain amount, and then to put them out cost a certain amount. So they animated DAG is doing well. DAG is not really to theater. It's straight to DVD usually. All right, you don't see DAG in theaters. They tried twice. They tried to do 2 DAGs in theaters. That both of them was not what people want to see in theaters. You want to put some shit in theaters. Put Arkham Asylum. Put a Batman movie in theaters. Some action movie with Jay Oliver doing his shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't do that. And then they go soft on things like But anyway, I'm just saying it's still the animated. That's the thing that kicks ass the most. Justice League Dark. You should put that shit on. They should have put that up in theaters. It went straight to DVD. So it's doing good. It's doing good. So he's not gonna cancel that. And plus, I don't think it's not the animated arm of DC is not directly linked to Warner Brothers like that. It is linked to Warner Brothers, but through WAG, which is Warner Animation Group. Okay, so that's a different group that's managed. He's not gonna get rid of WAG. Come on, man. Warner Brothers. That's how Warner Brothers started. They started through animation. If y'all remember Daffy Duck and Tom and Jerry and all of that, right? So they're not going to abandon their animation department. That's what they built. That's what the whole thing was built on. All right, so and Zaslav has bought up Metro Golden Mare or Lionsgate. So Zaslav got 2 sets of shit. Oh man, distribution rights that is. Okay, let me keep it to the point because I've gone all over the place talking with Leroy here. And I didn't focus in. The point is, Zaslav said Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. That's coming. You're going to get Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman. We're going to see if it's Henry Cavill Superman. I believe it's going to be Henry Cavill Superman. And to make the point, I think it's going to show up at the end of Black Adam. At the end of Black Adam, somehow, some way, Henry Cavill Superman and the Justice League is going to be either shown. They got to show Henry Cavill's face. Shown at the end of Black Adam. And that's why I gotta watch Black Adam. I gotta go watch Black Adam because I want to see what Zaslav and they did to tweak the film and see what happened. I gotta see it because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Henry Cavill. I'm looking for some sign of the Justice League somehow. It don't need to be something too big, but just need to refer. Now, according to Mikey Sutton, Zack Snyder said that Black Adam is in the DCEU, aka the Snyderverse. That's what Zack Snyder said. Okay? So, and I do recall one of the unnamed films, people were mentioning Black Adam as that film back in the day, in the original roster. That's why Zaslav's keeping it. Use your head. Black Adam must be kept. Shazam must be kept. The Flash must be kept. Aquaman must be kept. Those are the original rostered movies. They was originally rostered to go. Batgirl wasn't originally rostered to go. Right? The Harley Quinn movie wasn't originally rostered to go. You dig what I'm saying? So anything that's... Now, here's the thing. Aquaman 2 may be pushed back because if you look at it, the only movie that got a sequel that showed in theaters was Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, the only movie that had a sequel. All the other movies that they're talking about, Shazam 2, Aquaman 2, right? They shouldn't come out before Superman comes out. It shouldn't. The Flash is rostered. The Flash was supposed to come out a long, long time ago, so it has to come out, and they got to make it happen, and they got to make it work. But so the Flash has to come out, and it's better sooner than later, right? Oh, so what we really pay attention to is the films that Zaslav is keeping and pushing through it, and the films he's canceling. All right, he canceled Batgirl, right? But he's pushing through with the Flash, in spite of everything. He's pushing through with Black Adam. Listen to the movies. They're the original roster movies, the Snyderverse movies. He's pushing through with Shazam 2. Shazam was also original Snyderverse rostered movie. David Sandberg always recalls BVS, always recalls, Zack Snyder stuff. They're always in Zack Snyder's timeline. No matter how wacky and funny it is and family thing it is, he's always, David Sandberg's always referencing Zack Snyder stuff. And in fact, for the trailer for Shazam Fury of the Gods, they pulled directly from Zack Snyder's Justice League. They did not pull from Whedon stuff. So we all know Shazam is in the Snyderverse. And that gives a different texture to how the Snyderverse can be viewed. Because they always say it's a murderverse, blah, blah, blah. Well, Shazam's in it. Okay? Alright, so let's go back to what David Zaslav said, because I'm going all over the place. I want to make it so I keep it focused. David Zaslav said Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. You're going to get those solo movies. But he also is showing that he wants his Batman in a lot of the other upcoming movies. He also wants his Superman. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to say nothing. That's why my boy, Seal Abdul and Mikey Sutton, they not saying nothing till October. Because when Black Adam comes out, and y'all realize it's a big hit, and then y'all see that Black Adam is linked directly to Henry Cavill, and not just Henry Cavill, but the Justice League in some way, shape, or form. And y'all see Henry Cavill's face at the end of the movie, which is what y'all want to see, and it turns out to be pleasantly surprising. Y'all ass gonna be like, restore the Snyderverse. Y'all gonna kick it up into another gear, because y'all gonna get really excited. But we gotta see the next Black Adam trailer. Notice, no more Black Adam trailers for a while. They killed the trailers. Then they started doing black and white Black Adam, and the black and white Black Adam. I'm gonna be honest with you. That shit look dope. It look dope. Cause he's borrowing from Zack Snyder. Man, the definition, you can see the definition on the colors kind of distract from the definition. But when you see it in black and white, and I hope, well, I don't know, the cinematography looks kind of shiny. It has texture, but it's kind of shiny. I don't care. It's a new world. It's going to be Condor we're looking at. So that's world building and all of that, just like Aquaman. But I hope it's a deeper story than Aquaman. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be, because Black Adam comes from a very tormented, oppressed background. So this shit's definitely going to be sick. It's going to be sick. I know it. I just feel this film is going to be dope. In spite of the fact that Jeff Johns he had his hands on it to some degree. You know what I mean? I think with the right people and the right connections, this film could be, it could be fucking lit. So I'm interested in it again. I'm looking forward to it again, mainly because there's a difference in leadership, and this leadership from day one started remodeling Black Adam and started to get down to what they needed to do in the 100-day segment. So y'all will ask, what is going to stay? What is going to go? I'm gonna break it down real simple. Zaslav is like this. If your ass don't stay with all gold, and what's the 10-year plan? Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Okay? We focus on the Trinity. They got to come together like the Marvel plan. So it was Captain America, Iron Man, and who was the other guy? What was the other one? It was three of them, right? Hey, Captain America, Iron Man, that was it. And then they came together, the whole team, right? Same shit. All right? That's what's going to happen. We're going to have a Superman movie before Justice League 2. The Justice League 2 movie, I don't know what the name will be. Maybe it'll be Final Crisis. Who knows? But what I do know is when that shit goes down, you would have had a Batman movie, a Superman movie, a team up movie with Wonder Woman, I believe. Yes, Hulk. There you go. Hulk. Thank you very much. Just like Marvel, they're going to team them up and then they're going to launch them off. That's what's going to happen. And the person who's going to do the Man of Steel movie, according to Mikey Sutton, is Zack Snyder. He's going to do Man of Steel. Zack Snyder's contract is going to be over in 2 years. Well, in 2023. His contract will be over with Netflix. He's going to renew it, of course. But the point is, he's going to be free. And I believe that Zack Snyder, after he finished doing this Rebel Moon here, he's already working on the Justice League thing already. Yeah, we all know that. But Ben Affleck's got to do his Batman movie. Now, what I'm going to say is, I believe this. Everything works out for a reason. So because we went through that wilderness experience, now we can appreciate what the Snyderverse is really going to bring. It's not going to be the exact same Snyderverse in that we got no more players. So we got Shazam. We're going to have Black Adam in there. You know, we're going to have other characters associated with those two new characters that come in. And then we're going to have the Flash introducing some new characters as well into that play, because we're going to see Iris West. Iris West is going to be in the Flash. And I'm not going to say anything, but I think Ray Fisher, they'd be able to work him into that Flash movie as well. I believe that will happen. I think David Zaslav's going to keep his word, but that's just me speculating. But when it comes to David Zaslav's plan, what is his plan? Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. They got to get their solo movies. And then the Trinity, a team up, which means they're going to team up probably at Wonder Woman, and then they're going to have that big ass movie come down to the Justice League 2. I think Justice League 2 going to come after that. You know what I mean? Because, and here's the thing. That Batman movie is going to come out. I think that Batman movie is going to come out very soon. Because the way how they putting Ben Affleck into all these movies, they introducing us to Batman, is because they want to put Batman in his own movie. Batman ain't got his own movie yet. Okay? Batman, it's crazy. How could Batman not get his own movie, but we have all these other guys having sequels? This doesn't make no sense, right? The ones who lead the DCEU is Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And the order in which it was like this. They introduced Superman and Man of Steel. Then they introduced Batman, and Wonder Woman came after. Batman was the first one introduced in BVS. And then Wonder Woman came along later, right? And then Wonder Woman had her own solo movie, right? Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, it had an order to it, right? Well, David Zaslav was going to do that too. But you got to have the Black Adam movie. You got to have the Flash movie before we get a Superman movie. Before we get a Batman movie. Before we get a Wonder Woman movie. I guess Wonder Woman will be the last one. So I think that that will have to happen before we get Justice League 2. He's going to do it the Marvel way. He's going to introduce all these characters. It's retroactive because we already know, but you're going to get a much more flushed out story of all these characters, and then you're going to get Justice League 2. I think it's something like that. That's how he's going. Because the way how he keeps on saying it, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. He keeps on saying it in that order. He's not saying it Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. He's not saying Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman. He's not saying that. He said it in a specific order. Now, October, we will know if Henry Cavill is the Superman. Because we already got Aquaman, who is in that universe. Wonder Woman, who is in that universe. Batman, who's in that universe. Right? So if Superman, Henry Cavill, who's the missing piece, again, just like with Zack Snyder, Justice League was the missing piece. If Superman appears up in any movie, it's over. The Snyderverse is being restored. And Zaslav said he needs a team-up movie. He needs the Trinity together on the screen. The Trinity. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. He wants all three of them on the screen. That means it's a team-up movie. That means just like Marvel, he said it. He said it. Just like Marvel. They're going to introduce these guys, flush them out more, and then they're going to put them together. And we know what the team-up movie is going to be, and we know who's going to direct the team-up movie. We know. right? That's David Zaslav's words. I didn't say it. He kept on talking about the Trinity, the Trinity. Now he talking about Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. Didn't he say that? Why? Because those are also the four most successful DCEU movies. They're also the highest grossing DCEU movies. Okay? So obviously Zaslav, just dollars and cents, fans, everything, he knows what we want as fans. And if he has his way with that 10-year plan, you're gonna have two Justice League movies. You're gonna have the Superman movie, the Batman movie you always wanted to see. You're gonna have that Wonder Woman movie that Patty Jenkins will direct, and it will be smoking. It will be smoking, okay? And because now there's a direction, there's a storyline. We're getting these solo movies with the major players. We'll also have the other players, right? Aquaman gonna be there. Um, we're gonna have Shazam, Fury of the Gods somewhere in there. You can do 2 movies a year, okay? You could do 3 movies a year, all right? But the thing about it is, the major players that hold the universe together, Zaslav is focusing on them, and he's already shown it with Ben Affleck, because Ben Affleck probably renewed his contract for a multi film deal, and so Ben Affleck is probably moving forward, and he knows he's gonna get his Batman solo movie. That's a guaranteed. So that's why Ben Affleck's up in there, and he's just chilling. He's happy because he knows when he put down that Batman movie, it goes smoke everybody out because it's gonna be something different that we never seen on the screen. That's the thing with Zack Snyder. He been putting things that you never seen on the screen, different stuff, and that's what gets the fans excited. And Zaslav understands that. That's why Black Adam has to hit. He has to hit the mark, whatever it takes. It has to hit the mark because you need investor interest. You need investors to be confident in investment, and you need interest in the films. And if there's no interest in the films, nobody was interested in Black Adam. Everybody's skeptical about Black Adam. I agree. I myself am skeptical about Black Adam. But I know this is David Zaslav. They call him Lava Man. He gonna make it. He's not gonna be happy. If it don't work out the way it's supposed to. You know what I mean? So, and he understands investors' money and what the investors need confidence in. So he gonna make it happen. They may not like him inside of there, but he gonna make it happen. You know what I mean? He's not there to make friends. He there to get results. So that's what I see. I don't see a DCEU with just Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and then no team up movie. There's gotta have a team up movie. But he's gonna do it in the order that we just said it. Now, Zack Snyder, when he first did it, he did Man of Steel, and then he added Batman to it. But he then did Justice League, which was after the solo. So this is what Zack did. He did a Batman movie. I'm sorry, he did a Superman movie, which flushed out Superman. Then he did a team-up movie, but a kind of versus movie, actually, which was great. It was the opposite of a team-up. But it ended up being a team-up movie in which we saw the Trinity for the first time on the screen. And that introduced Wonder Woman, and then he went with Wonder Woman. Now follow me here, people. Y'all need to follow me. What Wonder Woman was a tremendous success because Zack introduced her in Batman v Superman. If Zack didn't introduce her in Batman, nobody give a fuck about Wonder Woman movie. In fact, I remember I didn't care about Wonder Woman movie until I saw the first trailer, and I was like, it outshone even Justice League. The Justice League kind of preview kind of thing was overshadowed by Wonder Woman when she was doing that no man's land scene where she just deflected the mortar. It was crazy, right? And I was like, okay, I need to see this shit. And then trailer after trailer after trailer just was lit, more lit, more lit, more lit. And I was like, God damn, I got to see this movie, right? Similarly, that's what needs to happen here. So they pulled the brakes on the trailers for Black Adam, and they're like, okay, let's just chill with the Black Adam trailer right now. And started doing black and white shit, which is smart because it shows the definition on the characters. You see all the different shading and definition. Black and white is kind of cool in that respect. I mean, gray. Justice is gray kind of thing. Zack Snyder did that. And maybe, we'll see. I don't know what they're going to do. But we're going to see what happens with Black Adam. If Black Adam turns out to be a success, it's because of David Zaslav one day. It's not because of Walter Hamada. You know what I mean? And I look forward to seeing. But the shiny colors. Sometimes you need to take out the fucking shiny colors so you can feel the earthiness. Or tone down the shiny colors on them. You know, and some of the dialogue is clunky. I hope they adjust that dialogue. They fix that dialogue. The people who are the screenwriters maybe rewrite certain things and make it more sensible. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's done. Black Adam is done. They're just sitting down there doing post production right now. So maybe they're changing up the look a little bit or tweaking little things. I don't know what they're doing, but we can see if they could pull that movie through because I mean people got away with Aquaman right now. The Snyder fans and DC fans, they not too confident in Black Adam. That's why they bashing they bashing Dwayne the Rock Johnson at every turn. It's because they're not confident in Black Adam. They know it's a Walter Martin product. They know Jeff Johns is associated with it, so they're not confident with it. But Dwayne the Rock Johnson worked his ass off, and he invested everything he had into Black Adam. And I know he got the blessing of Toby Emmerich. Who gives a damn? I don't care. I care about one thing. He's not with Toby Emmerich anymore. He's under David Zaslav and these people. So let's see him. He's got to come up. He's got to come up with the goods. Got to come up with the goods. Everything's riding on it for the Rock if he wants to people to be interested in the universe he's in because it's not a different universe. It's the DCEU, but Condor. You know what I mean? All right. Nonetheless, my point is Zaslav was very clear that there's going to be a team up movie, and that team up movie means there's going to be a Justice League 2. That's what it means. You may have a team up in Wonder Woman movie as well, maybe. It depends. It's all on Patty Jenkins if she want to just do her own thing and go into a solo thing, but she's gonna have to link it up with the DCEU, just like how she did in the first Wonder Woman movie. And Zaslav said Wonder Woman 3 has to be better than Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman movie. It got to be better. I'm gonna say it again. Yeah, that's crazy because that means Patty Jenkins. You got to go through the channels. You got to link up with the people who gave you the success with the first Wonder Woman movie. You got to. Otherwise, man, Zaslav gonna cancel that shit. He gonna cancel it. He not gonna let it come out. He says it's gotta look good. Otherwise, we not putting it out. And same thing with the Flash. The Flash movie might get pushed back, and then we might have a Batman movie instead. We might have a Man of Steel movie instead. You dig what I'm saying? Then he's gonna push it back until it actually look good. They pumping money into the Flash. Flash might come out next year. It might not come out next year. It depends on how the movie is. And it's not just based on action scenes. You gotta. And Ezra did from what I hear, he did many different characters, and he had to behave differently for different things. So it took a lot out of him. I'm hoping though that they can really capture the Flash that was in Zack Snyder's Justice League and move on from there. So we'll see. I don't know. We might be. I mean, Andy Muschietti's not a bad director. I can tell you that. But the pressure's on because the Flash is one of the most loved and revered characters of DC. He's a major character. So you got to do him right. You got to do him right. You can't do this CW bullshit. You can't do it. We don't want to see no Grant Gustin Flash. We've seen that already. We want to see how far this Flash could go and how he distorts, how time distorts, and how motherfucking Flash ran backwards through time. And we saw that, and it looked crazy. Okay? So, you got to top that, Andy Muschietti. You got to top that. You got to top that shit. I don't care what lightning bolt you use. I don't care what you use for the Flash. He's evolving. He's going to have a new suit and everything. That's all good. I love that. Oh, that's great. But here's my thing. My thing is not that. My thing is the story, is the depth of the story, or is it just a frivolous bullshit like Aquaman? And two, more importantly, can you wow us when we see the Flash moving? Because Zack Snyder blew our minds when we saw the Flash moving. Right? Can you blow our minds with that? That's the challenge. Because this is the Flash, y'all. This is not no sideline B-level character, adversary. It's not somebody. This is the real thing. You got to do them right. At least along the lines of what Zack was doing, and I believe he would do that. we'll see how the film come out. You know how things work out. They're gonna have to tweak some stuff and so on. But I'm wishing them the best. But if you look at what Zack Snyder has kept, I'm sorry, what David Zaslav has kept, it tells you he's going towards a Justice League movie in which it's gonna fit just perfectly to what is ahead. So how many films are we talking about here? All right, I don't know if all of them are going to come out in the time space that they are because of maybe work being done on them, but we're talking about films like Black Adam this year. Okay, that's the only film coming out this year. So they pulled the brakes on a lot of things. Next year, possibly the Flash movie. But if the Flash movie don't come out, expect either a Batman movie or a Superman movie sometime to the end of the year. That's my feeling. You know. Now I know there's some other projects that DC had like Blue Beetle. Um, we're gonna see if Blue Beetle will come out. I I don't know. May not. You know, may not. It depends on what they bring to the table. And David Zaslav and his team look at it and say whether they gonna just shut that shit down because it's just shit, or if they will push it back, mm-hmm. or if they will let it flow. You know, because how you can have a Blue Beetle movie and you ain't had no Green Lantern movie, you ain't had no Cyborg movie, right? How that makes sense? I don't know. It could happen. But Blue Beetle is like not the most mainstream character out there. You know, we don't care about Blue Beetle that much. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I mean, you know, I would have preferred the Atom movie. That would have been great, but we're gonna see. Now we might get New Gods, or we may get New Gods. We may get it after, or we may get it before. I don't know. See, these were some projects that really would have been good. New Gods, that's major. This is major villains, right? Major Justice League villains we're talking about there. So I don't know what will be in between filling out things and what, but what I do know is, and this is the important part, Zack Snyder will be returning to do Justice League Part 2, I believe, if all things go well. Whatever Justice League Part 2 will be, I don't know. The story is obviously going to change. All right? And it depends, I guess, on the films and how successful they are coming out, starting with Black Adam. I think Justice League 2 is in flux a little bit. But it should be interesting. But I expect Justice League 2 to be like Revenge of the Sith or like Batman v Superman. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be very it's going to be the you know the evil version of you know, or the evil sort of seeming to triumph um, part of the trilogy, because there's one more movie after that. So we'll see. I'm gonna catch you guys later. I am Christ I am disciple. Before I get out of here, so Zaslav is definitely restoring the Snyderverse. If y'all ain't realized that, I mean, it's kind of pretty obvious, but there are still some pieces to put into the puzzle so you guys can see. But what he's saying goes along the lines of the Snyderverse and what movies he's actually allowing to go to their fruition. All are Snyderverse movies. And I'm not saying that all those movies are going to come out next year or the year after. I'm not saying that either. Right? Especially Aquaman 2. I don't know when that might come out to 2024. But again, it has to fit in line with Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman coming together. You know? And the Snyder Cut, that team up, is going to be, there's going to be more teaming up to that team up. So whatever Justice League 2 is going to build on the Snyder Cut. And we know the Snyder Cut is the reference point because in Comic-Con, we saw Shazam reference the Snyder Cut. All right? And the reason why this is very important, it's not like a bullshit thing that Warner Brothers usually do, is because Zaslav's acting on that. You see him putting Ben Affleck into films. So that Batman from that team up movie, particularly from that team up movie, seems to be ending up continuing from that movie. And they even said, and rumors are, that the Flash literally continues on with the Batman from that team up movie. Okay? So I'm just saying, I'm letting y'all know now that, you know, this is going to be the Snyderverse. Um, and I do believe, I don't know if we will get the Cyborg movie before or after Justice League 2, because that's way too many movies maybe to get. But definitely Zaslav's focus on a Green Lantern movie as well. But for now, it looks like he's going to have to go with Greg Berlanti's Green Lantern series on HBO Max. So he's going to be going with that. But the thing about it is, this is what y'all are missing. If y'all appreciated Krypton on Sci-Fi, that's because when you have fewer movies, you can get more quality. Fewer series, you can get more quality. So what Zaslav is focused on is quality. So they'll be able to have a bigger budget for Greg Berlanti and they to work with to do the Green Lantern series. And this is what y'all don't understand. You can't have so many projects and just be giving little chicken feed money to them. No, you have to cancel some of those projects which are not productive, and then you have more money to pump into the things to get the quality, because HBO Max was always quality. You know, Raised by Wolves, these were quality stuff that was going on HBO Max. So they want to keep that standard, that quality. That means you're going to have to cancel some of those projects. Doom Patrol isn't canceled, right? Doom Patrol is still there because it has quality. It's been in this next season. It's quality. So that's what you need to have. You can't have this cheap stuff. You know what I mean? So that's what I got for you guys. Definitely David Zaslav is on the road to restoring the Snyderverse, but more confirmation will happen, I believe, when Black Adam drops. Now, let me just make it abundantly clear. Black Adam is its own contained movie. Obviously, it has its own Justice League and everything. And the story is not focused on the Justice League or anything. It's not merging. It's just that they will work a way at the end of the movie to connect it to the Justice League, I believe. I don't know if they'll have a post-credit scene, but at the end of the movie, there will be a link, like an epilogue kind of thing, a link to the Justice League in some way, shape, and form. Definitely they're gonna do that because that's when people can come to the movie. And if it's a really good, ending there, if it's really sweet, oh, people gonna go see Black Adam just to see that shit. All right, so and they need to make it, maybe they need to make it not too secretive, but they need to hint at it in their trailers. So I'm sure they're reworking the trailers or whatever to get Black Adam so they can get that element in there, which they were trying to keep a secret. All right, so that's what it is. What they're gonna realize is the fan base here, we don't give a fuck. You could keep a secret, you could do spoilers, you could spoil the whole fucking movie. It doesn't matter to us because we're gonna still go see it if it's interesting. That's what happened with the Snyder Cut. We came and saw, we supported the Snyder Cut to 100%. I still watch the Snyder Cut today. It had nothing to do. You could spoil the movie, nothing. It didn't stopping me from going to see the movie. I still need to go see the movie. I can even pirate the fucking movie, and then after that, I'm still gonna go see the movie. That's how I feel about these things. So if they can get DC like that, if they can get the fans amped to see the next movie, they're like, oh my God, this movie was so great. First, I can go back and see that movie. And then on top of that, they're excited to see a next movie. That's what you want. That's what you want. And Zaslav gets it. I'm going to catch you guys later. I am Christ Sam Disciple. Oh, shoot. I forgot. Scripted. Ecclesiastes. Chapter 1, verse 1 says, the words of the preacher, the son of David, king of Jerusalem, the preacher. He says this, vanity of vanities, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What profit does a man have in all his labor when he takes it to do under the sun? One generation goes away, and another generation comes, but the earth is here forever. Life is but a flickering shadow. It is beautiful. It is enjoyable. It is torturous. But ultimately, in the end, you are alive. Make the most of it the best you know how. I want to tell you guys that, and I left it on that note, hanging. When it comes to the Snyderverse, we'll see. But as far as I can see, and from what David Zaslav so far said, the head of Warner Brothers Discovery, we will see if the Snyderverse gets restored. Jason Keeler gave us the Snyder Cut because he had to approve it. It was really Greenblatt and another brother who really made it happen when Jason Keeler changed hands. I believe David Zaslav is here to restore the Snyderverse, and I believe it on faith. And I believe we're in for a good season when it comes to DC. But it all will be found out as a major fact after Black Adam. So, I always was excited for Black Adam, then I lost interest in it, and now I'm not hyped for Black Adam or anything because but I am hyped for what Warner Brothers Discovery is about to do, because I think it is along the lines of what we as Snyder Cut fans and we as Restored Snyderverse fans want. And if they stay in alignment with what the fans want, they will always be rewarded. I'll catch you guys later. I am with Christ I am disciple. Peace out.